Hi, how's it going? This is Giovanni. I'm actually here wanting to show you guys a little video of something that I found very interesting with Anno 2070, if you guys haven't played yet. Very, very interesting game. Spent a lot of time on it. But, yeah, no, just want to show you something. I don't know if you guys have ever tried a system, but lately I found out how to make a lot of money, have a lot of nuclear arsenal on one single island. So here I'm going to load up a multiplayer save game that I have already available. So just give me about 2 seconds to load it up and I will be able to show you something interesting. So, okay, basically, I spent a lot of time studying on the basic numbers of Anno. Using the techs, using the tycoons. I really hate the ecos. I haven't even bothered with them. They're just not space efficient. Don't find them to be economically efficient. They take too much time and too much money. So what I did with the tycoons is basically I created a system where they have the ability to create as much uranium as possible and to be able to sell it and to make high profits, and then to be able to create as much nuclear arsenal as possible. And it's like a system that kind of feeds itself. So it requires you to get to the engineer stage with the tycoons, and basically using the uranium and using the techs to develop underwater uranium extractors, mining extractors. I've put a number system that works pretty well. So you guys don't know the math of it. Most of the time, most uranium deposits underwater give you the equivalent of about 6 mines, and that basically supports about, 6 uranium rod factories, and then you can just sell it off with your little ships and everything like that. Well, the thing is, I have an island that I use as my industrial island, and I have my main island that's just population that I use for the numbers. And what I did was make it to the point that I have the supply chain that supports about 15.75 per underwater uranium mine shaft. And I'll show you how I did that. Give me 1 second. Oops. Let's see what that was. Game's going a little bit slow here. Hold on. Okay. So, what I did was, over here, I have my main island over here with my people existing and everything like that. You see, I already have them down to the main classes and everything. I already have all my upgrades available for me. Whatever, just a pretty moderate city, just, established. I was just bored, so I decorated it too. Okay, so I got them down already to the tycoons. Now, so this is my island over here, my main one. I have a system where I think I support about, I don't know, 30, 40, what is it? Missile launch pads. And if anybody's even put one together, that's a lot. And over here I have my little techs, they're living here to develop little things. Now, what I have them developing are right over here, control modules. The control modules, I use them as the basis of my whole economy, because they support about 25% productivity for 30 minutes to an island that you attach it to. So, if you attach 3 of them to an island, that's 75% to productivity to all buildings existing and producing on it. I mean, you could go through the basics of like putting single ones, but I prefer this one because it's literally everything almost has half more production to it. So it's wonderful. All these buildings, as I'm going through the game, if I load these onto my arcs, all have a boost of 50%. So as I'm going through the game, I'm producing a lot more. I mean, come on, math here, people. So either way, my fuel rods and everything is going with that same amount of percent. Now, over here on this island, I have a very large underwater uranium island. Now, this uranium island is producing a crap load of uranium. I mean, it's just extracting it with all its abilities. And all these buildings have the plus 75%. So this naturally supports about 6 mines. Now, plus the 75 added to it, now it supports about 8.75, equivalent of 8.75 mine shafts. Now with the equivalent of 8.75 mine shafts, I take it to this island, where the uranium is then processed. And now each one of these is producing about 2 uranium out of it. So out of that process with the plus 75 on that island, and plus 75 on this island, now it can support about, that whole supply chain is now giving about 15.75 fuel rods, which is quite a bit when I sell it off the market. I mean, it's very tedious because every half an hour within the game, I have a timer go off, you know, on my iPhone, and it's just alarming me, you have to do this right now, or else your whole economy and basis of a system is going to collapse. And so this island here to here, unfortunately I don't like the deep sea warehouse, because you can't attach any of the, what are these called? I can't remember them right now. Yeah, the container terminals. You can't install any of those, so that way more boats can stop and park on it. So you're limited by how much a ship can pull in and out on a trade route. So literally you have to, I have these giant tankers, you know, going back and forth, lifting out the uranium, because I mean, honestly, it's these ships, every time you have a ship pull over, it takes a certain amount of time to pick up the uranium. And I mean, if I have all these little ships stopping by, it actually adds more time to it, so it slows down the production. So I had the tankers on, and I have the what is it, high performance drive unit upgrades for each one of these. So it's plus 40% to in speed. Yeah, this is plus 40. Either way, plus 40% to speed to all of my units, which is wonderful. I mean, I started in the game with these. I load them onto my Ark. I put about, my Ark have 2 of the main upgrades. So at the moment, I think my Ark supports about 80 units of anything. So I have all my upgrades for coal. I have all my upgrades for, you know, the ozone, whatever things, and all that stuff. So the eco balance. But either way, so to explain it, everything's picked up here, dropped off here with those little ships. Then from here, I have them brought to this island, where I have all my uranium rod factories, and I have enough money that I can cover it and completely in force fields. I mean, after I have ecos developed up to the last stage. I mean, eco technology. Either way, I developed my ecos over here just so that way I get their technology. After a certain point, I really don't need people, which is the best part, because you know, if you want to make a lot of money, you need a lot of people with the basic Anno system. But with this system, you don't. I mean, you just need people, so that way you have unit counts of ships and units, so that way you can protect your system. But so everything can be destroyed, and you only have to protect about 3 islands, which strategically in any form of battles, that's great, instead of 17, which I need to support everything else.
No goods available.
I mean, it's absolutely disgusting. I don't even bother with it anymore. So over here, I have my island completely covered in force fields. I can launch nukes at myself, literally. Look at this. And nothing is going to happen at all, which I love. And it's wonderful. I mean, unfortunately, the only thing that does happen is that roads get dissolved. But I could be my own target for fun if I get bored. This is great. Oh, and I've already loaded all my launch pads, so they have everything they need on it. But you see, this is the only where everything is going to be nuked, and it's going to stand, which is absolutely wonderful. And there you go. And all these force fields manage to protect everything. Everything still seems to stand. Everything is at full health. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, you guys should give it a shot. It's something that, you know, it's very time consuming, but I mean, considering how long the game does, it really does help itself out. You have your mass production already boosted by 75, so everything moves a lot quicker. I mean, you need almost half this as much industry to produce any amount of goods, so there's a tax benefit right off the bat. And, you know, your people, after someone, if you get annoyed by them and they get attacked by any enemies, because unfortunately that's what people find as a main target, you don't have to worry about it as well. Oh, and so, you know, I have 9.1 million, and yeah, my credits is negative 100,000, but each time one of these ships go by, let's look at this guy, he's dropping full ship full of uranium rods, and when I sell it, it's going for, it's selling for 120, so That's one
You
ship.
can really get things cooking.
And here's the next. But, yeah, there you go. Just wanted to show you guys that, and I hope you liked the video. I could give it a shot sometime, okay?
Fine.